Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Highly Taken podcast. Currently moving, I am David, back at you again from Tallahassee, Florida.
Christian back at you, Elton, Maryland.
Nick, back at you in Jacksonville. Guys, I'm still nursing my my voice injury. It's starting to come back, but it was a rough one. Decided to lose it for great reason. You know, you play in Philly, you're going to have Philly crowd screaming. I want to say, as a fan at the game, I want to take partial responsibility for that 4th and 1 that was called on our own 20-yard line. I've never seen a crowd boo so hard in their entire life, and guess who called a timeout and went for it? Nick Sirianni. Thank you, Nick Sirianni, for that. Loved it. Loved every second of it.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome to see. I mean, I don't think I ever seen a crowd truly dictate what's going to happen there on that play. Pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it was fun. You good, David?
I'm just setting everything up right now.
All right. Well, since we can't do Gone in 60 Seconds just yet, I don't have my drink. Unless David has his notes right there and is ready to go. I think Christian might need to get a drink too.
My notes are downstairs, but I can grab them.
Oh, we're all going to do this all at the same time. Time to go grab.
Ah, little bitch.
Oh. The one time.
No, I came prepared last time too, buddy.
And of course, David's not prepared.
Yeah, well, so here's the fun thing is my freaking laptop charger is actually in Brooklyn's car. So I'm going to be filming this all on my phone. It's in her car because I was editing at her house.
Are you trying to say there's something wrong with shooting on a phone over a computer? Are you
Yeah,
I'm just saying I don't enjoy it as much.
The quality sucks.
Listen, I might seem like I'm on 7-Eleven Wi-Fi, okay? But I love shooting off of this phone.
Yeah, you also love...
That's so true.
Huh?
David, you let me know when you're ready
Master
to go.
Jedi? Yeah, so I don't really have a Gone in 60 Seconds this week. I can make one up on the fly.
I like it. Going on a fly.
David, talk for 60 seconds.
Yeah, all I gotta do is talk for 60 seconds. That's all I gotta do. I don't like where this camera's located.
Come up with a sport and talk for 60 seconds.
Hockey's back. You talk about the Flyers.
Ooh. I'll talk some hockey. I'll give you guys. How about we do a 60-minute minor? How about that?
60-second minor.
60 minutes.
I'm ready when you are.
Minor. On your mark, get set, go. On today's episode of 60-minute minor, we'll do 60 seconds with a 3-minute minor. So please, Walter Franco, don't come any closer. So on today's 60-second minor, we're talking about hockey. And guess what? The Flyers are 3-0-0 for the first time since 2008. What does that mean? Absolutely nothing. They're going to suck. I'm glad they won 3 home games, but they're not going to be well. I mean, I'm glad that the Rook got freaking his first goal last night. That's wonderful. They blew out the Minnesota Wild. Christian?
Oh, sorry, I forgot.
I was heard, dude.
Oh, I said two.
Oh, 2. Yeah, so good on him. I mean, maybe the future's looking bright. I love Coots. Love him so much. And maybe Hart will have a better year. I just want Hart to have a better year. That's going to be the plan on the defense. So yeah, I'm excited that hockey's back. I'll try to get some more, 3-minute minors in there as the year goes on. But yeah, I'm excited for hockey season because at least the Flyers are consistent. They're usually trash, and they can never really let you down if they're always trash.
Well, they're consistently good right now. They're on a hot streak.
I mean, they're 3-2-1 now. Oh, sorry, 4-2-1 now.
Yeah, they haven't won on the road.
That's interesting. Very interesting. Well, guys, I guess we have to talk about it. I get it out of the way now. I don't like it. We have to. Diamondbacks beat
I don't want to.
the
Talk.
Phillies
Let's talk.
in the NLCS. Took
Makes me sad.
2 in Philly at the bank. I just got to say, man, our first 3, they're the reason we lost. Our first 3 hitters are the reason we lost.
No, they're not. The series was going to be done in Arizona if you never throw that bum Kimbrel on the stinking mound.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, but I'm just talking about you're at home, you have 2 games, and your top 3 hitters, I think, combined hit 2 hits. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works. You can't do that.
I agree. I think it comes down to managerial issues. I love Thompson as much as the other guy, but let's be honest, he turned in his lineup card against Miami Marlins and just took a 3-week break. He wasn't doing anything else. He said, "No, this is our lineup. We're fine with it. We're going to stick with it." You probably should have switched things up. I mean, you have Bohm. Other than he hit a home run in Game 7, but other than that, he had not had a good postseason at all.
He shouldn't have been number 4.
He shouldn't have had it number 4. I mean, Casty's getting hot. Why not throw Casty at 4 at least? I know he had a bad game. He had a bad NLCS. Other than that first at bat, he had a terrible NLCS.
Yeah.
And I just think you should have done something with the lineup. Just switch it around just a little bit because you could
have just switched JT and Bohm. Just something simple like that.
Marsh was fantastic.
Marsh played great.
Turner, other than the last 2 games, had a great. I think halfway through the Diamondbacks series, he's batting over 500 in the postseason. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it went wrong. I just think they hit a cold streak, and I told you guys after Game 5, I was like, it's going to suck that we should have had Game 5. And yeah, we have 2 games at home, but the Diamondbacks bats came through. It stinks. You'd hope that you'd get that at least 1 of 2 at the bank. But I'm excited for the World Series. Even if the Phillies didn't win, I don't mind having the Diamondbacks or the Rangers winning. Those are 2 teams I can live with winning at the end of the day.
Not even that. I feel like that should be a pretty decent matchup in itself. I mean, as just 2 baseball teams, you have a red hot Diamondbacks team coming in, dude, a bunch of young guys, new team, like just really trying to get it all going. And I've made it to the big dance. And same with the Rangers. I mean, just they're 2 years removed from 100 losses, right? I mean, even last year,
both of them are 2 years removed from 100 losses.
2 years ago, both sides of the ball. So, I mean, for me, it's pretty cool to be able to see that and see that what the teams have become to. Shout out the Mets for both of their starting pitchers being in the World Series. You gotta love to see it.
So bad.
I mean, you want to blame Kimbrel for what he did, but I blame Thompson. He's pitching bad. He had a bad pitching outing the day before, and you're still going to throw him in a crucial moment when you have Alvarado and Sir Anthony that can easily get the job done. You're throwing pitchers down there that didn't need to be pitched, and then he did a shoddy job the entire time. Alvarado was pitching great, calls 2 strikes or gets 2 outs, and then brings in another person because it was a right-handed hitter. I don't agree with it. I hate analytics. The pitcher's hot. You pitch the pitcher. It's just like you don't take Wheeler out randomly because he's going up against a left-handed pitcher. You don't do that. He's hot. He's a good pitcher. Mm-hmm. And that costs him that. Analytics is the dumbest thing, and I will stand by the fact that I hate it more than anything, and I wish we would get away from it and just play hot players, and that's it.
I think the one thing that bothered me my mind the most throughout the playoffs for the Phillies is where was Tajon Walker at? I mean, he didn't.
It was pissing him off too.
Well, it would have been such a nice thing to have that 4th guy in the rotation instead of playing 3 pitching rotation, having a bullpen game in Game 4. Like you put the 4th guy in there who has been a starter also, and he wasn't that bad in the regular season.
Bro, I don't think.
I don't understand why you don't put him as that 4th rotation guy. And then now you have your bullpen to saved up for the other games. I don't understand it. If he's pissed off, then that means that he thought he could play. All in all, season's done. We'll pay attention to the World Series. Who do you guys have winning the World Series?
I mean, come on now. You already know who he's going to pick. He's on his jock 24/7.
Probably lost.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we lost to the Diamondbacks, bro.
Because of you, because you've been a Corbin Carroll fan this entire time.
I mean, I think one of us went to the game and it kind of screwed up everything. David, do you know which one of us that kind of went and brought the bad juju onto it?
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me either. Oh my God, Nick, that must
I didn't go to the game.
Yeah, I think you went to the Xfinity Center.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, now not only are you the word I just said, but you're a liar.
Oh, because I was messing with you? No, here's what happened. And I blame TickPick. We were buying our tickets. We found tickets for less than $200. We were buying our ticket right then. As we went to check out, it kept passing it along and saying canceled and wouldn't let us go through. If we were at that game, things could have changed, and I think they would have changed for the better. I'm telling you this right now. I wore the same outfit for 4 days straight, okay? Because I wanted good juju, and it didn't happen.
4 days straight, even cross country.
Seriously, who do you guys have winning this World Series?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Diamondbacks, baby. Gotta love Corbin Carroll. I hope.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna pick them. I gotta go Rangers, man. They have a lot of bats, and the issue is they tore up an Astros lineup that is decent pitching lineup. Diamondbacks don't have that. I'm nothing about the Diamondbacks. They have like 1-2 good starters, and then they have 1 or 2 good bullpen pitchers. They do not have the depth to handle the bats of the Rangers. I think the Rangers win this in 5.
It's going to be interesting because I think the Diamondbacks have the pitching advantage here, but I just think those bats of the Rangers are just too good. I mean, like you said, what they did against the Astros, away too, what they did against Astros in Houston is absolutely phenomenal. And Gallen is the best pitcher. He got cranked twice by the Phillies. Yep. So yep. I want it to be a competitive series, but I honestly think the Rangers may take this in 5.
So I feel like you guys are both missing one big key factor here for the Diamondbacks, and I'll let you in. 2001, start of the season, Randy Johnson hits a bird during warm-ups, okay? Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but in 2001, when Randy Johnson hit that bird during warm-ups of that regular game, they went on to win the World Series in 7. This year, baby, Zach Gallen in warm-ups hits and annihilates a bird and costs its life. Now, I don't know about you, but history tends to repeat. And here we go. In Game 7, the Diamondbacks will walk it off in classic fashion, baby. You heard it here first.
I think you're missing one big thing that didn't happen this year that happened in 2001 too. But I don't. What?
Randy Johnson was pitching.
Well, let's just skip it. I'm gonna take that part out.
No, you're not. Yeah. No, absolutely. I've thanked Hurricane Katrina. He said some awful things before, and you kept it on. That is staying on, my friend. I don't care. I do not care. No, you. This bomb's on you. It's on you.
Too soon.
Yeah. Oh, is it too soon?
Hit the second half.
But hey, guys, let's get into some football here. I'm gonna tell you some people I think you should play this week. Starting at QB, it's got to go Lamar. He had an insane game last week against Detroit, and Detroit has a decent defense. They are going up against a bottom 5 defense this week against the quarterbacks, and I think he's coming off a great game. He's got good motivation, good momentum. I think he's going to have a great game again. This next guy has had an awful last 2 weeks. You got to start Austin Eckler. He's been awful, but again, they're playing Chicago this week, which is a bottom 3 run defense in the league. I think this is the game that gets him the confidence that he needs to go into the rest of the week. My next running back, Christian's going to love him. They had a great week last week. Dameon Pierce, start him. He's fresh. I think he's going to have a...
He had a stellar week last week.
He did have a stellar week last week. So coming off of a bye, going up against the worst rushing defense in the league this year. Wide receiver, stamp it, Keenan Allen. Palmer is hurt. He might not be 100%. Obviously, Keenan Allen's going to get his, but he's going to get even more, and they're going to be relying heavy on him. Next wide receiver, some people would say Christian Kirk, but I'm going Ridley. I think Ridley needs a game to come back and absolutely demolish, and I think this is the game against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the bottom 3 against the pass defense, or against the pass, and I look for Ridley to go off and finally have his. Tight end, guys, you gotta go George Kittle. Looks like Sam Darnold might be the start at quarterback. Yeah. They're going to look for a lot of short, quick passes. Kittle's going to be involved in that a lot. Look for Kittle to have a pretty good game. He'll probably put up 15, 20 points. And defense, I've been waiting for this all day. Give me those Eagles. Kevin Byard back in Philly with his hometown. Look for them to destroy Washington this week. They have a chip on their shoulder after the game they played in Philly. They want to go into Washington, D.C. and absolutely annihilate this team. Look for them to have a breakout game. Now, I have one bust that I'm going to put out there, and this is going to go into the same thing. Brian Robinson with Washington. Don't play him. Going against Philly, that run defense is spectacular. Sit him. He probably won't even give you 10 points this week.
All right. I like it, buddy. It was a good little runoff there. Now, I happen to have one if you guys would be interested to hear it.
Nope. Let's go.
My trust of the week, it's going to be none other than Dalton Schultz, okay, guys? I think Dalton Schultz
He plays this week.
We're just gonna cut last week's clip to right here. Dalton Schultz, roll with him, tight end number 1. He's been being targeted a lot more now by the rookie over there. I think it's gonna work out great.
Yeah, I agree. If we're talking about people to look for, people to watch out for, honestly, bust this week, I'm going to say Derrick Henry. I just don't think they're using him right. I don't know what it is about them. And
starting,
huh?
Levis is starting this week.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that means he'll get more rushes, but I don't know. The offense may end up being one-dimensional. They maybe just be loading the box the entire time. Yeah. If I'm going with a running back to trust, I like Pacheco from the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been getting more throws out of the backfield recently. So if you're looking at somebody, I mean, I'm assuming he's taken by now in every league, but looking at somebody who could have a hot week, I like Pacheco.
All right.
Yeah. I like. We call him the Energizer Bunny over here. I don't know if that's his official nickname, but Ty and I call him the Energizer Bunny. The way he runs is insane.
Yeah, he's quick, man. He changed direction like it's nothing.
Yeah. So how about we talk about some teams real quick? Now, obviously, we have Eagles and Dolphins that happened last week. You guys were obviously at the game. Eagles. Dominating performance by them, honestly. I feel like this was the first game I could say that both sides of the ball seemed like they were on point. Other than
two mistakes. And both times, that's on Jalen Hurts on both of those. I understand it was deflected, that interception, but you can't hold the ball that long and expect something not to happen. He held the ball way too long on both of those, and he got strip sacked, and the other one he got hit while he was throwing the ball. You can't do that, man. You can't do it. And, granted to the defense, honestly, they only gave up one touchdown. I'm not even giving the field goal to the defense. I'm giving that field goal because of Jalen Hurts. They held him on the 20-yard line to just a freaking field goal. I mean, that's great. That's best offense in the league, historically going up against best offense ever, and they held him to 7 points. They played great. They played phenomenal.
Let me ask you two a question. At this rate now, can we solidify AJ Brown as the top 3 receiver?
He's top 2. He's top 2 right now.
You talking about this year or like all time? Like
no, not all time, but like right now, based off of who's in the league, I think he's got to be 2, right behind Tyreek. Even though he outplayed Tyreek this past week, But I mean, Eagles have a lot better of a defense than Miami does. That clearly came to show. But one way or another, I mean, yeah, I feel like, dude, you got to, at some point, man, the NFL's got to look and turn and be like, dude, this motherfucker, man, like, he's killing it.
If I remember correctly, doesn't he only need like one more game of 125 plus to break Megatron's record in a row? So,
yep.
And he's not even getting touchdowns. He doesn't have many touchdowns this year, man. It's just he's getting the ball like crazy, man.
It's what happens when you, one, have red zone issues at the beginning of the season, like the Eagles were, and then two, when you get within the 5 yard lines, usually just Jalen Hurts tush push. Like he has like how many rushing touchdowns does Jalen Hurts now have this year? Probably half of them on tush pushes.
So, real question is, do you outlaw the tush push?
No, dude, it's a QB sneak play, and at the end of the day, and I feel like every Philadelphia fan's going over this, dude. You don't have a QB that squats 600 pounds. We were lucky. We got 1 of 1 with that. So we have that. You don't have a Hall of Fame center giving you the football. That sucks. Your tight end is not as good as our tight end. Fuck yourself. Your running back is not as good as our running back. So F yourself again. Like, it doesn't matter. You want to cost us for being so good at a play. Everybody else is coming to try this. It's like, man, these guys really got it. Why don't we try? Oh, it didn't work for us. Let's just throw it out the door because it didn't work for us. Like, okay, next time I throw a deep ball to Julio Jones and he don't catch it, we're just going to outlaw the deep ball because Julio Jones can't freaking catch it. So the rest, nobody else is allowed to throw the deep ball, right? Isn't that how it should go?
It's stupid. These people are upset because we perfected it. And if they really want to figure it out, do what we did and hire a rugby player to help with the specific play. I mean, they literally brought in a rugby player just to design and play. And they act like Kelsey's sitting in the pile with like 1,000 pounds on him, and he just sits there. He doesn't even really care that much. Like he knows it works, and he does anything for the team.
Nick, did you see the mic'd up moment from Goddard from the game?
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. You know it's coming. Coming. Why can't you stop it? Why can't you stop it?
Yeah.
I mean, they load up everyone in the box and they still can't stop it. So, I mean, you just need to get someone that can squat 600 pounds. Maybe you need to do that. Maybe you bring in someone else, like a defensive lineman to be your quarterback for one play.
I feel like if the Titans let Derrick Henry do the tush push, it would work out well for them.
It probably would.
David, you were about to say something. What you got?
Yeah. I was going to switch topics a little bit to the defensive side of the ball right now. How about this? Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick, both 5.5 sacks. That's more than Micah Parsons and Nick Bosa right now. We have 2 guys with more sacks than Micah Parsons and Nick Bosa.
And you know what the crazy part is with Hassan Reddick? I feel like he's quiet. It's a quiet.
Remember he had that cast on for the first 2 or 3 games of the season, but after he got that cast off, he was playing a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I just it's weird. You think about it and you're looking at it and it's like, I didn't realize he has that many sacks. I mean, he should have more. If you look at it, it's like he's being held on every single play. But shout out to my boy, Nolan Smith. I mean,
his career.
What a great sack he had there. Great sack. He looked good. But I told Christian this while we were at the game. As soon as that left tackle went out, I told him they were about to have a field day on that side. And they did. They did. Every single one, whoever was rushing on that side, absolutely owned them.
Dude, and I feel like the craziest part about that game, too, with the Dolphins, man, is all of their plays all of their good plays and positive yardage, man, it came off of the weirdest misdirection, motion, this, that, and the third play. It wasn't just all right, cool, we're going to spread them out wide. Tyreek, you run this. Waddle, you run this. Dude, it was Tyreek, motion to the left side, then come back to the right side, then hit into the back. And it was dude, they can't even run a normal play without having to do all this, that, and the third distraction for them to just get some positive yards. And I don't know if it's testimony to Philly's defense, or is it a testimony to the fact that since week 5 of last year, the Dolphins have not beat a single team with a winning record?
And that's exactly what I was going to bring up too. I want to talk about the Dolphins as well. I don't know what to make of this team right now. I mean, you look at the wins they have so far this season. They have a 2-point win against a 2-4 Chargers, a 7-point win against the Patriots, Well, a blowout loss against the Broncos, who just got their second win against a bad Packers team. Then you have the 28 blowout loss to the Bills, the first team they played that was good, 28 points to them. 15-point win to the 2-win Giants and a 21-point win to the 0-6 Panthers. Then you come this last week and they lose by 14 to the Eagles. So now you have the only 2 games they played a winning record. They are, 42? They have 42 points below for both those teams because they lost by 28-14.
Let's be real. Hurts don't throw that pick. You lose that game by probably at least 20.
And the last drive got to goal and just started kneeling. Swift could have scored on that last probably, and we just stopped. We got stopped like the 3-yard line, and we just kneeled it out. It could have been a lot.
That game felt a lot. Yeah, man.
Nothing against Miami. I think they're a decent team. But I think they're going to be better when Ramsey comes back. I mean, I think that's I think their defense is hurting. I don't know if it's going to be enough. But again, Buffalo's starting to find their identity. They're not running heavily on Diggs anymore, which is good. Diggs, he's going to be double covered a lot. And now that you can rely more on Kincaid and Knox and Gabe Davis, I think you're going to see him. I think you're going to see the Bills start to play a little better.
I don't know.
I still think that this is the Bills' division to lose, based on what I'm seeing with Miami against tough opponents. But again, I don't know.
The reason why, you look at the Dolphins' schedule. As of right now, they only play 4 more teams with winning records. They played the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills. They only have 4 games. They have, and then after that, they have games against the Patriots, the Raiders. They played the Jets twice, the Commanders, and the Titans. Now that Jets games, we don't know what the Jets are going to look like. They could very well go out and beat them. But again, like I said, as of right now, only 4 teams they play have winning records, and it's maybe one of those situations like the Minnesota Vikings last year, where we're not going to find out they're fraudulent until the first week of the postseason.
I think for me, dude, my biggest problem is I don't look at Buffalo as a top 5 team right now. And honestly, I don't know exactly off the top of my head who I give you as my top 5 because Detroit got absolutely demolished this past week.
Niners, too.
I think Baltimore.
Right. But look, here's my with Buffalo, man, is okay, yeah, you're 5-3, right? Good stuff. You have a winning record, a decent record to show for it, right? But you give Tampa Bay a little bit of a better quarterback, you probably lose that game last night. Baker Mayfield gets a shot at the game-winning drive. You don't get
PI in the end zone on the Hail Mary anyway.
Right. So you get that. You can flash back a week earlier, bro. You beat the Giants of all teams. And you didn't even, you barely beat the Giants, but in reality, you didn't even beat the Giants. The refs beat the Giants for you. Like, this team is not that great looking of a team. Josh Allen is good he's played a stellar game last night. 300.
The week before, I'm pretty sure they lost to the Patriots.
I think you're right. They did lose to the Patriots, and then they had, But then even last night, dude, against a Tampa Bay defense that isn't amazing. Yeah, you still went out there and you still had 300+ yards in total of rushing and passing. You still had your interception, as you're good for every single game. I don't know, man. I feel like ever since Patty Mahomes knocked him off in that AFC Championship game, it's just not been the same for him, dude. Josh Allen is not that quarterback.
I think it comes down to what Nick was talking about earlier is I think they just rely too much on Allen's arm and Stephon Diggs to where their offense is really just kind of one-dimensional. They don't have a good running back. They don't have a good offensive line. So they face any sort of competent defense. They usually end up losing. The Patriots team, we've been saying that Patriots defense is probably one of the better defenses in the league.
Yep, always has been.
Yeah, but that's a team they lost to. They beat the Dolphins by a lot. I don't think the Dolphins have that good of a defense. And I think even you look, throughout the year, even the game they beat the Panthers by 21, they still led up 21 points to that Panthers team. To not a good Bryce Young Panthers team.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean, it's NFL, man. Anyone can win in any given Sunday. Let's be real. But those games you got to win. Those games you have to win. And I'm wondering if now it's starting to get to the point where it's more of besides your outlier teams, more even, I guess would be the best way of putting it on these teams and talent wise. But again, they're professionals, man. Any team can go out there and play. But you can't have games like that and think you're going to be solidified in the playoffs. That the games like that, they're huge games. They're layup games for a reason. And you can't lose those layup games because then crucial time comes. You have to win these games, like, say, playing Miami in Miami, probably for a divisional title. And it's a crucial game. And you don't know. You don't know what you're going to get. I don't know. It's a weird division right now. But I think I'm with David. I like Ravens right now, man. They look like a very good all-around team, barring Lamar Jackson staying consistent.
You guys, can I tell you something? Because I heard you just throw out the Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is second in completion percentage right now in the NFL. We're starting to look like a passer, dude.
I want to know his deep ball ratings, but even before last week, I was still talking about how, he was averaging like 200 plus yards per game. The only thing is he has been fumbling the ball a lot this year. He actually, I don't know if he got the fumble last week or not, but coming into last week, he had 8 fumbles lost this season, which was tied for his career most in the season through only 5 weeks or 6 weeks. So there's some ball control issue happening there. I don't know what that possibly is. I don't know that's a fluke.
I can tell you right now what it is. It's the way he runs with the ball. He's been doing it since day one. He runs with one hand on the ball and flails it like this.
It's J.D. McCoy type run, yeah.
You can't be doing that. And they probably are trying to work on it, but that's your instincts. He's been doing that since college. Is running with the one hand on the ball, not securing it. You get hit if you barely get touched. Sometimes that's going to knock the ball out. And especially when there's weather, you can't do that. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves is ball security and running with one hand on the ball like that. And he doesn't even tuck it. He literally runs with just palming it. And you can't do that. And that's probably the reason why he has that many fumbles this year.
Dude, he does exactly what Shady McCoy used to do, bro. He runs with the ball, open hand, like it's absolutely nothing. But now that we kind of got to that, though, I want to ask you guys. I'll start with it first. Who do you look at right now as the MVP of football? Because the quarterback play this year has been absolutely
bad.
I don't see it. I don't see a quarterback.
That's right.
McCaffrey.
I think it's right. I think Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, right now is 100% the guy that's leading the MVP frontrunner. I mean, dude, he hasn't been stopped. He's still good for a touchdown every game. He's good for 100 yards almost every game. I mean, barring even that crappy week last week. But even last week, he still had a great game. These quarterbacks, man, they're so hit and miss this year, and it is crazy to me.
It's not going to be a quarterback.
What?
It won't be a quarterback. I'm thinking here's my 3 to look out for right now. McCaffrey for one reason. And that, I mean, the only thing with him is they're relying so heavy on him right now. It scares me. And now if Darnold's starting this week, they're going to be relying even more on him. And that they can't lose 3 weeks in a row. So they're going to go for McCaffrey. They're gonna hammer it to McCaffrey, and I hope he doesn't get hurt. But McCaffrey is gonna be number 1. My number 2 and 3, it's gonna be Tyreek Hill and AJ Brown. You could see a wide receiver winning it this year, and I think they should solidify as the top 3. Those 3 alone. AJ Brown's having an excellent year. Tyreek Hill's having a year that he always has. He's just so quick; it's hard to defend. We were happy we held him to 80 points. 80 yards receiving, which is great. But that's insane. That's insane that you're happy to hold him to 80 yards in a game. Those are the type of people that you need. AJ Brown, 3rd and 4, give him the ball, man. Like, he's so good on those quick slants and turning around and making a cut and getting more yards. I don't see any quarterback even remotely in the top 5 of voting right now. I just, and if I see Patty Mahomes on that ballot, I'm gonna be pissed because he's played awful this year. Awful. They've all played awful. Burrow's played awful. Hurts has not been the greatest. They've all been bad.
Yeah, I would even go as far to argue that as of right now, Travis Kelce has the leg up in the MVP voting over Mahomes.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
So David, now that you did that on television here, so what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What's your top 3?
Yeah, I think right now it's going to be Christian McCaffrey at the 1. Number 2, probably I agree at Tyreek Hill, and then if we're going number 3, it probably is Tua right now. If I was going to say 3, I know we didn't say like there's a huge quarterback play, but just because the numbers, how they're looking right now, probably would have to say Tua would be my number 3. Now, granted, they have 2 losses against 2 good teams. I just think if you look at the numbers, they have that historical offense right now, and you're going to give it to the person leading that offense, and I think that's who you give it to. Now, if we're looking at quarterbacks right now, can I be truthful with you? It's going to be a hard shock. I think the best performing quarterback this year right now,
C.J. Stroud.
It's C.J. Stroud. I think it's C.J. Stroud, and I think maybe Kirk Cousins a close second. I think I'd say those are the 2 best performing quarterbacks right now. And now they're not on huge winning teams, but if you're talking about the people who've been putting their team in the best position to win games this year, it's those 2 guys.
I mean, I'll even say though, to kind of almost tail off of that, dude. Texans don't look like a bad team. They look like a young team who's inexperienced, trying to figure it all out, but they are not a bad team by any means.
If they can get that defense figured out a little bit more, and then once Stroud gets full reign of that entire offense, yeah, I think they could be a dangerous team.
Yeah, in a division that's been weak for as long as I really remember.
It is. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm interested. It's this year is crazy. I'm loving it. I'm loving this year, man. It's like one team goes out there like Houston came out of nowhere, and they have a shot to win that division. So it's just crazy to me. It's absolutely.
Jacksonville's getting back on the ball again a little, dude.
But hey, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to whoever just posted tickets for the Florida-Georgia game at $60. I am so close to purchasing that. I just got to talk to Ty.
Well, if we're going to talk about Florida-Georgia, we might as well shift into some college football talk.
Well, just real quick, because I only have a few more minutes, and then we also have to do our bets of the week. Is it my turn to do bet of the week?
Pretty sure it is.
You want me to just tell you what my bet of the week is?
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear it. What's your bet of the week? Yeah, let's hear it.
Florida wins this weekend.
That is my hot take of the week as well. That is my hot take of the week as well. Florida is good. I think Florida will beat Georgia.
All right, well, then let's all just tail it. It's my hot take of the week as well, baby.
Well, that's my bet of the week. What the heck?
Yeah, that was my hot take of the week. You have an unranked Florida team versus Georgia. So
yeah, that was my bet of the week.
They're due. I think this is the week.
Florida hasn't looked that bad, except for the UK game. The Kentucky game is pretty bad. Florida hasn't looked that bad right now. Mertz hasn't looked that bad at all. Georgia right now, they only beat Vandy by 17. They only beat Auburn by 7. They only beat South Carolina by 10. You're forgetting
one key factor here. Florida had an extra week to prepare for this game. They've lost like 5 in a row now, 6 in a row. I don't think they want to win another one. They have a chip on their shoulder. They have the talent. Pearsall's going to have a game. I think Pearsall's going to have his. Etienne going to have a game. He's going to be a dog.
Mertz for 350 plus.
Mertz will probably have. I'm going to say probably have 280 in the air, which is a big game. I just don't know, man. I think it's due. And then I'm excited. If I can get to that game, I will. But anyway, since that was your hot take of the week, I guess I can give. I guess that was a pretty hot take of mine. But
That was a pretty hot.
man, now I gotta think of a new hot take here.
Yo, look at David's dog sucking off.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Look at him, Utley. That's disgusting, isn't it?
He looking at you. Look, he giving you the eye contact while I do it.
All right,
That's
here you go. Kansas will keep that game within 5 points this weekend against Oklahoma. I'll keep it within 5 points.
Okay. So are you like doubling down to two-parter here?
No, the hot take of the week. Just throwing it out there. Hurry up. Come up with yours.
Takes.
Okay, so we're just doubling down. Okay. All right, fine. Well, then that's going to get us into our Christian not so much payday parlay.
Well, actually, Christian's not so much payday parlay just hit last week. If you were to tail it, every Russian won their fight. Shout out me. Let's go, baby. Now, this week, boys, I totally came 100% unprepared. So if you give me 2.5 seconds, I will, right off the top of my head, spit you out some quick game winners.
I just can't wait till I edit this part of the podcast where you're saying I totally came when it ended cut. I'm going to say 2.5 seconds and then cut it again.
So 100%, I totally came 2.5 seconds.
That's what I was going to say.
All right, boys. We're just gonna go through the slate here. It's pretty rough, but
geez, it's gonna be a long one.
You tell this, you're gonna like it. Trust me. You ready for this, boys? Give me the Eagles money line at the Commanders. Give me the Dolphins money line at home against the Patriots. Give me the Giants on the money line at home against the Jets. That's right. I'll take it. Give me the Jaguars on the money line on the road against the Steelers. Give me the Falcons on the money line on the road against the Titans. Give me the Texans on the money line on the road against the Panthers. Give me the Rams on the money line on the road against the Cowboys. Give me the Vikings on the money line on the road against the Packers. Give me the Saints on the money line on the road against the Colts. I'll take the Seahawks on the money line at home against the Browns. I'll take the Ravens on the money line at away at the Cardinals. I'll take the Chiefs on the money line at away against the Broncos. I'll take the Bengals. No, I won't take the Bengals. I'll take the Niners on the money line at home against the Bengals. And to finish it off on Sunday night, why don't you just give me the Chargers at home on the money line?
That's a big part. Did you just do the entire week as one parlay?
He did. He just did the entire week as a parlay. All right, so we'll
That's
go.
A nice, he has a 16 legger right there.
He has a winning streak of 1, so he goes ahead and goes out on a limb and bets every single game. Christian, go ahead and put a 50-cent bet on that. I'm good with it.
All right, bet.
How much does a 50-cent bet get you?
I don't know. We'll have to look at the odds. So, David, does Utley have any doggy style dingers for us today?
Oh, and he does have a doggy style dinger, and it's going to go to Garcia of the Texas Rangers last week. Now, after the whole thing where he hit a shot, got hit by a pitch, and started a fight, what do you do to trash talk? What do you do to get pegged? Well, by baseball, that is. You go out and you hit 2 home runs in a Game 7 and help get your team to the World Series. And so that's why that's going to be my lead doggy style dinger. I was really hoping it was going to be a Phillies player. Unfortunately, did not get that clutch Game 6, Game 7. And so, yeah, that's what's going to be my doggy style dinger.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, it's about that time. We got Dubs and Chucks coming up. Let me know when you guys are ready.
I am ready.
All right. All right, perfect. So starting with tonight's game, first game of the World Series, we got the Diamondbacks versus the Rangers.
I think I'll take the D-backs tonight.
Who's pitching? I know Gallen.
Gallen's on the mound, and Eovaldi is on the mound for the Rangers.
I think that's the guy that for some reason they don't like to hit for because he has like a really good ERA and had a losing record.
So I could do something.
But yeah, I'll pick the Rangers. Like I said, I feel like the bats of the Rangers is so good. I think it's gonna be a high scoring World Series, and I just think that if you're gonna go into a shootout, it's gonna be the Rangers. Yeah,
I'm with you. I like the Rangers getting finally after not winning a game at home. I think they're gonna win a game at home here. They're gonna end that little 3-game hiatus of losing. I think the Rangers win this one. We got NCAA, we got Clemson versus NC State.
Good one.
Before I answer this question, I just want to announce, because I just got a notification from Bleacher Report, that C.J. Gardner-Johnson is officially changing his name to C.D. Deuce. That is his new name. Just wanted to – I felt that was needed to be put into the podcast. It was just reported that it is per quote him, documents are on the way.
CD Deuce.
That's rough. All right, so pick your team, Christian.
Give me NC State.
I'm going to pick Clemson here. Now, Clemson had a battle of the mid against Miami last week. But I think, man, you know what? Oh, I'll go Clemson. Clemson played a really close game against Florida State. I'll go Clemson.
Yeah, I know NC State, they're at home, but I think Clemson's just a little bit better of a team, a little bit better. So I think Clemson's going to win this one. Next game, we got Oregon versus Utah.
Ooh.
Give me Utah. Give me the Utes. I think they come out with another upset.
That's so tough. You know, Oregon and Utah. I mean, the Pac-12 is beating itself up. They're beating itself up right now. That's so tough. Give me Bo Nix in Oregon. I'll take Oregon on this one.
Yeah, I know Utah's at home. To be fair, Utah hasn't played any like crazy teams that I think deserve.
Even USC is kind of falling off. So
yeah. So I'm gonna take Oregon to win this game. They had a tough loss against Washington not so long ago. I don't think they lose another one. Next one, David, you're gonna love this. Duke versus Louisville.
I'll take. Fuck. I'll take Duke.
yeah, I agree. I'll take Duke. Now, I am feeling so sorry for Duke. They have played such a tough schedule the last several weeks. But I think Duke's going to end up winning here. They're not a bad team. They're not a bad team at all.
They're not a bad team, but Louisville, this is an even matchup. I tend to lean towards the home team, so I'm going to take Louisville to win this game. Next game, I feel like I should just write it down now. We got Georgia versus Florida.
For the sake of this, I'm taking Georgia. Thanks.
It's kind of smart. Not gonna lie, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I think Florida's gonna win. I really do think Florida's gonna win. And like Nick said, it's about time. But also, I just think Georgia hasn't looked that good recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're overdue. They had an extra week to practice for them, so I'm just gonna take Florida in this one. I think the offense, gonna get fired up for this game. Moving on to NFL, guys, we got the Jets versus the Giants, a battle of the New Jersey teams.
Said it earlier, I'll say it again. I think New York wins it at home, and it's going to be because of Tyrod Taylor.
The Bills already played, so you can't pick a New York team.
Oh, dang it.
I just like New York wins at home.
Get it?
I picked New York, LOL. So you're picking the Giants, really? That's interesting.
You are picking the Giants.
I am.
I'm going to pick the Jets. I think the Jets just have a better defense. Tyrod looked fine. Probably, arguably, they should have won that game. Yeah, no, they won last week. It was 2 weeks ago they got screwed out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, Tyrod's looking good. He's always looked good. He's just been the quarterback who, for some reason, gotten the most bad luck of anybody I've ever seen him in their career. Yeah. I do think the Jets win.
Yeah, I'm with you, David. Jets have a better defense. Jets are going to keep that game close, but I think the Jets are going to win this one. Going on to the next one, we got the Vikings versus the Packers.
Yeah, I think the Vikings are going to get that one done. I think we're starting to see a lot more of the emergence of the rookie in Jordan Addison and what he's doing for that offense over there. In Minnesota, I don't think I've seen a lot, if anything at all, from Green Bay that leads me to believe in any way, shape, or form this team could be a type of threat. But I feel like even with the Vikings, like I've seen Kirk Cousins do it, and I've seen Addison do it the past couple of weeks. I'm going to go with the Vikings.
I agree. I said before, Kirk Cousins is arguably right now one of the better performing quarterbacks this season. It's really interesting they start winning a little bit more, looking better without Justin Jefferson on the team. I mean, is there something there? I don't know. Maybe they just try to force him the ball too much because he is Justin Jefferson. But the Packers are awful. Jordan Love fooled us at the beginning of the season, making us think he could be decent. That's not the case. He's not that good. And I just think the Vikings are going to win this. And I know they started off 0-5, but they won the last 2 weeks, so I think they're going to keep it up.
0-4.
Yeah, they definitely have some momentum heading their way. But it's a divisional game. We all know how divisional games go. It's a toss-up. Packers are at home. I think they have something to prove. So I'm going to take the Packers to win this game. Next game we got the Bengals versus the Niners.
I take the Niners. I think they just need to pull out a win, and they're at home. It's going to be probably a force-feed McCaffrey day with Darnold being the guy starting at quarterback. But even still, you got to remember, it's tossed out 2 quarterbacks in Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, thinking that they have a good backup in Darnold. So they might run this scheme as well as they would run it, or not as well, but as easily as they would run it with Purdy. They might be an open playbook for Darnold.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Cincinnati here. The Niners, without Debo, the offense has just not looked good in the last 2 weeks. Now, is it on Purdy? Is Purdy struggling with only having 3 amazing weapons out there? Maybe, but I just think that right now the Bengals have been playing good football recently. I think Burrow's getting to be 100%, and I don't see the secondary of the Niners matching up with the offensive talent that the Bengals have. I think Jamar Chase has a field day, and I think Burrow has a field day too, and I think that the Bengals will win this game.
Yeah, you give up a crazy stat like you did to Kirk Cousins the week before. Granted, your offense is a little depleted, so you're running heavily on your defense. I don't think you can do that against the Bengals offense that's finally coming together and playing as a unit. This is a game the Bengals have to win to really solidify that they're back and they can be a contender again.
So I was going to say, honestly, it's a game that the Niners need to win because they're looking at dropping 3 straight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been saying this. Right now, Rams, that's their division to lose right now. Rams are looking good.
They lose last week.
But, I will say, I think the Bengals win this game in San Fran. I really do. I think they're going to get it out. I think Joe Burrow is finally about 98% healthy. So I think you're going to see 98% healthy is enough for him to win this game. So going into our next game is the Saints versus the Colts.
I'll take the Saints.
It's a big garbage game all around, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Colts here. It's going to be a surprising one there. The Colts got absolutely robbed out of a win against the Browns last week. Terrible pass interference call in the end zone. Terrible roughing the passer call as well, where it should have been a game-ending strip sack. Even look at the Colts. I've been doing pretty well with Minshew. They've beaten a good Ravens team as well. And so I'm honestly think that the Colts are going to win this game.
Colts look good. But I think Saints need to win this game, especially because the Bucs lost. I think they need this game. So I'm gonna go Saints getting this one done in Indy. So tiebreaker game. We got the Browns versus the Seahawks.
Deshaun Watson isn't playing again, I heard. Damn, that's tough. I think I'll go Seahawks.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 17-14 Seahawks.
No, I think I'm going to go 20-17 Seahawks. Yep.
I really wish there was a way I could have gone around because I knew he didn't say it. I wanted to somehow sneak it in there to where he didn't notice when we both said the scores.
Sorry, I still didn't hear him, so I'm going to say mine.
I said 20-17.
But I didn't hear him. I still didn't hear him because he keeps talking over me. So I'm going to – oh, man, this is a tough one. This is a real tough one.
2017. There we go. I know you heard that.
I think no, I'm not going to take them 2017. I think, man, I don't know. I'm going to go Browns winning 17-10, I think is going to be the score.
I think it is going to be a low-scoring game. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be low scoring, although it's in Seattle. Seattle could have a one up on them with that crowd, man. You never know. They could definitely get under the Browns' skin, but I don't know. I'm assuming Christian's going 34 Seahawks, 28 Browns. Is that what he said?
I think he said 50 to 20 Browns.
50 to 20 Browns.
Dude, no, I said the final score is going to be 3-2 Seattle.
All right, it's marked down as 3-2.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that as is.
Yeah, well, guess what? If Cleveland or if Seattle wins this game by 1 point, technically I would have been closest on the scorecard here.
It's fair. I'll give you that one. But as always, guys, enjoy the week. Florida Georgia week here. That's crazy. Gonna enjoy that. Gonna enjoy some NFL games.
You probably told her for you.
Dude, listen out of my head.
Introduced to
Yeah,
I was.
True. Hosted by David, Nick, and Christian.
All right, everybody, enjoy the weekend. See you next week.
We dive into the game from hoops to gridiron,
Go Birds.
analyzing every play
Go
like
Birds.
the champion. With witty banter and humor, we keep it fun. HTP fam, we always bring the number one. Highlight taking pockets, we taking over the scene. We drop dubs and chugs, living the sports dream. From hot takes to deep dive, it's a winning regime. Come join the hype, we not just blowing steam.